Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Welcome to V-Talks. I'm your host, Veronica Brockwell. Well, it's that time of the month where we have the absolutely lovely Taylor Wells on the show. She is our manifestor and law of attraction expert. Taylor is also an author, an entrepreneur, a psychologist, and the mother of 5 children who she affectionately refers to as her 5 chickens. And she is going to be with us tonight talking all about the law of attraction and how we can manifest anything we want, including money and abundance. So I can't wait to hear what she has to say. So welcome to the V-Talks podcast, my very dear friend, Taylor Wells. Hello, lovely.
Hi, V. How are you tonight?
I'm the best ever.
There you go.
I know. I'm so good. Taylor is actually my coach. I don't know that I don't know that I've ever shared that with the audience, but Taylor coaches me and makes me a better person, I believe.
I remember who you are.
Okay.
And we're in this together. So there you go.
Right. I love it. So there we go. So Miss Taylor, for those who do not know who you are and what the law of attraction is, can you give us the cliff notes just to get everybody up to speed?
Absolutely. And thank you so much. Great appreciation for being here tonight. I absolutely adore you, as you know, and I love this podcast, and I love that I am here offering what I know to those who are open to this information. So my intention is that everyone takes what they want and leaves the rest, and goes towards what they're drawn to in this information. Okay, so I don't believe in paddling upstream or chasing down people and telling them about the law of attraction. I learned that lesson when I had 5 yoga studios. That's a good segue into kind of some stuff that I've done, some good fun stuff I've done. So yes, I'm a super mom of 5 chickens, I call them. And my definition of supermom is that you do your best with breath and you begin again and again. Okay. So I had a website, blog, the whole thing called supermom.com. And I would have a supermom of the month every month. And I had a bunch of other stuff on it as well. And I blogged. And what did every single mom who I asked to be a super mom of the month, guess what they said? What did you think they said?
I'm not a super mom.
Yeah, every single one. So I would define super mom. Do you do your best? Yes. Do you begin again and again? Again and again? Yes. All right, you're a super mom. There you go. So anyhow, my handsome husband and I left the rat race in 2002 to open a yoga studio. We wanted the happy, simple life. It was called Prana Power Yoga. And over time, following our highest excitement and intuition, we had 5 yoga studios, 3 in Massachusetts and 2 in New York City. And we helped thousands of people transform their lives and remember who they are. Okay. So I've been coaching for over 20 years. I'm doing the exact same thing I did at Prana. A lot of my students listen to my podcast. They read my blogs. that's my website right there, taylorwells.me. I write blogs all the time. I meditate every morning, and after I meditate, I sit down, close my eyes, and I type. And whatever comes out is what goes up. And later I look at it and I'm like, that's pretty good, because I like basically have no memory of writing it. It's very fun. So that's
you're an early riser.
I am. I wake up at 4 a.m. and I was not born that way. I was not born an early bird at all. I was born a night owl. I learned to be an early bird and taught myself to be so after reading. Well, my chickens taught me to be an early bird. But then I wanted
Wake up, Mom. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My firstborn was up very early. But when I read, let's see, Sage, who's my secondborn, was 1. So it was 17 years ago. I was teaching a yoga retreat in Maho Bay in St. John, and an eco-friendly resort. And I was reading The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer. And Wayne Dyer said that he woke up every morning at 4 a.m. to write. And I said, I want that. And it took several years to get there. Okay, I set the intention. I had babies to have. I had babies to nurse. I nursed all my kiddos 2 years, blah, blah, blah. When I was ready to be ready, I set an alarm. I woke up. I felt uncomfortable for a few days for sure. And then I just got the hang of it. And now it's my very favorite time of day. So first thing in the morning, I believe, I'm very strongly believe in a morning practice. And your morning practice is up to you and what feels best for you. However, I do strongly believe in a discipline of a morning practice. And I'll tell you what I do, and I'll tell you some ideas of different things that people do. I obviously believe in yoga, and I practice yoga. I do meditate. I practice yoga and I meditate and I do cardio before I speak to any coaching client, before I do anything, before I look at my phone or anything. Okay. So I'm going to get back to that, but just to wrap up kind of my background, we had Prana Power Yoga for 16 years. And I loved my studios. They were a part of me. They were like 5 more chickens for me. And we then sold them to a wonderful company called Yoga Works. That was a few years ago. And my husband, Philippe, is now a professor at Brandeis University, and he is a professor in entrepreneurship and business, which is just perfect for him. Honestly, it's even a better fit for him. It's more of his dharma than our yoga studios were, because he is the professor from Gilligan's Island. Okay.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
I wrote a blog about that.
So Taylor, I have a question. So, well, first of all, can you tell us what is the law of attraction?
I would love to. It's very simple, everybody. And you'll notice if you listen to our podcast monthly, because I'm here every month, and if you read my blogs, and I have a book and an inspiration card deck. This is my book. And I'll show you my inspiration card deck. What you'll notice is that I say the same thing over and over and over and over, because it's the same formula. And I say it in very, hopefully, understandable, relatable terms, just real life. I write like this. I speak like this. It's who I am. Authenticity, very important. So the law of attraction is quite simple. Okay. And a lot of people learned about it when The Secret came out. And I'm going to talk about The Secret a little bit and some issues around that, around The Secret. So basically what the law of attraction is you get what you think about. Okay. You get what you put out there. The energy, which I call vibration, a lot of people call vibration, with which you operate, attracts people, places, and things to you. Okay. And your vibration, you can do a little vibrational audit right now with yourself. So you just look at 2 things. This is your vibrational audit. How am I feeling in this moment? And what is unfolding around me? What is reality around me. Okay. Reality doesn't lie. Right. And so that's your audit. Okay. So let's say you're feeling great and really great stuff is happening. Your vibration is high. Let's say you're feeling crappy and everything went wrong since you woke up this morning. Your vibration is low. Okay. That's contrast. You didn't screw up to be in contrast. Okay. Contrast is necessary when you're a physical being, as we are on this planet, on planet Earth. So the 4 things that create your vibration, this is all about law of attraction, right? It's just you get what you think about, what you put out comes back to you. The 4 things are, number 1, your focus. What am I focused on? 2, your beliefs or perspectives about that focus. Okay. And remember, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. Okay. The 3rd thing that your vibration arises from are your thoughts. And the 4th thing are your feelings, your emotions. So those 4 things happen in like a split second. It's not like,
right.
focus, beliefs, or, it's like, boom, and then you react, and then you yell at someone or you're whatever, and you're like, what just happened? Right? So a real easy way to think about it is law of attraction is you get what you think about. So be mindful about what you're thinking. And so
little examples all day long that you can have to show you that. I mean, it's, you go out and you're thinking about somebody and then all of a sudden you see them in the grocery store. Right. Right.
I love that situation.
Love that example. Yeah, like you just, I think we all are doing. I mean, we all do this all day long, right?
Well, here's the deal. That's a beautiful way to say this.
It's a beautiful example. Or you're thinking about tripping, and then you're saying you don't want to trip, and then you trip.
Yes, and that's a great point.
Yes,
everyone, the universe doesn't hear negatives. I have lots of little pro tips you can use. So most people talk about what they don't want, everyone, instead of what they do want.
Yeah.
And so the universe doesn't hear negative. So if you say, I don't want this, the universe just hears, I want this. And the universe goes, here's more. Okay. Because there's no negative in attraction. Okay. And another thing to think about is a lot of people, when I start to teach them about the law of attraction, they are like trying to suck their words back in. Suck it back in.
I do that still, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I know.
You do a little.
I'm a little fearful to say certain things now. I'm like, I need to find another word.
Well, she'll say this. She'll say, well, I don't want to attract this, but, and then she'll say it anyway. And I giggle because I'm like, okay, you said it anyway, but here's the deal. It's important to know that don't worry about that. Don't get all like worked up about it. And remember, the universe hears what you feel, not what you say. Okay. Yeah. So, what I think a lot of people misunderstand, and this goes back to The Secret, which I'm really happy that The Secret got everyone thinking about it and talking about it. I've been obsessed with it since I was 5. So that was way.
And Taylor, can you tell us what The Secret is for those of us who don't know?
It's a book and a movie that came out probably 10 years ago. I'm guessing 10, 15. I don't know. And they were on Oprah. Rhonda Byrne is one of the founders of The Secret. And she actually is a student of Abraham Hicks, who is my teacher. And Abraham Hicks, or Esther Hicks, who's the channel for Abraham, was supposed to originally be a part of The Secret. And they cut her out at the last kind of minute because Esther, Abraham Hicks, really wanted to talk about what I'm going to talk about now, which is that your emotions are your guidance system. And if you don't know about that, and you're just like, I'm going to make a dream board and ask for what I want, but you're not utilizing your guidance system, your feelings, okay, then you will not manifest what you want. So everything that you want is because of how you think it's going to make you feel. Okay. And we'll get to money. why do people think that they want money, for example? V, what do you think? What's the emotion behind money that people are wanting?
Well, I think when you have money, you feel if you don't have ease, you feel like you'll have relief and ease. You won't have any financial worries. I think that's probably mostly why people want it, right?
Yeah, I think that those are two of the top things. The very top one is freedom.
Yeah.
So freedom, ease, relief. Okay. And people say happy and joy, and of course as well.
Of course, but why, to me, because you don't have that worry.
Yeah, because you have ease, right? You remember, we don't say no worry, we say ease and stuff. But so what the key here is, everybody, which was not addressed in The Secret, which Abraham Hicks addressed.
Well, maybe they want everyone, maybe they're trying to really keep it a secret. Because if they disclose it, then the secret's out of the bag, right?
It was funny because Oprah said, was quoted as saying, I didn't know it was a secret. Okay. Because this is what she's done. Every master of anything, everyone, hear this. Every master of anything is utilizing this. Okay. You can be mediocre and you can paddle upstream and you can work really hard. All right. And you can get so far, but to be a true master and to exceed and have phenomenal success, you need to leverage this energy that creates worlds. Okay. And people think, ooh, that sounds hard. It's actually so easy. And that's how you know you're doing it. So the key, my friends, and we're going to talk specifically about money because that's our topic for tonight. But remember this formula works for everything. Okay. So it could be money. It could be finding love. It could be finding your best career ever. It could be getting pregnant. It could be on and on and on. Anything you're dreaming of.
And everyone has this power, correct?
Everyone.
Everyone.
And everyone can be, do, and have anything that they want. And it's funny because V said at the beginning that I'm her coach and that she said this, I make her a better person. What I do is I help people remember who they are and this power that lies within them. And I teach them very real, simple tools of how to access it and use it daily in day-to-day life, because that's what we're living, day-to-day life. And what's interesting is people, most often when they come to me, they will not allow the happy moment in their day-to-day life because they're too busy trying to get a happy life. Can you take that in? They're too busy trying to get a happy life. So they're like, I'm too busy to be happy in this moment. But a happy life is only a string of happy moments, right?
I do understand that. Yeah.
So that's a really important point. And another really important point about manifesting, everyone, and the law of attraction is everything that you want, I said this earlier, is because of how you think it will make me feel. For this show, we're talking about money. Okay, I want more money. I want more abundance. So you ask yourself, and this is the first thing I ask my coaching clients, well, why do you want this thing? Whatever it is, we're talking about money. Well, what's interesting is in the first session, pretty much every single person I've worked with a lot of people. Yeah. So including my students, thousands of people, but over 20 years.
And all from all over the world.
All over the world. Yeah. And all different, everyone from stay-at-home parents who certainly work, but don't work outside the home, all the way up. I don't think of it that way, but all the way to CEOs of companies with jets. Okay. And the three things that they come to me with, struggling with, are number one, feeling unworthy and not good enough. Number two, feeling stuck and powerless. And number three, feeling like life is hard and it has to be hard. I have to work hard to earn, fill in the blank, the money, the relationship, the career, the kids, whatever it is. And every single person in the first session, when I ask them what it is that they want, they tell me what they don't want first. No, tell me what you do want. Well, I don't want this and I don't want this. And you'll listen, I will never say those things because I'm a powerful manifestor, so I'm not saying it even one time. But I don't want this and I don't want this. So for example, you would want to say, I want health. I want to be healthy instead of the opposite, right?
Right.
So
instead of I don't want to be.
Yeah, don't say it.
I won't. I won't.
So I know that sounds kind of like almost
I'm amazing.
What's that word? It sounds a little bit woo-woo and a little bit superstitious for me to say, don't say that. However, V is a fast-moving train, okay? And so if she hits a tree going 110, it's going to hurt more than someone going 5 miles an hour. So I know she's a powerful manifestor.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
what was that word that I used that you told me not to use?
Unbelievable.
How often do I use that word?
She kept saying, Taylor was unbelievable. She said it like 4 or 5 times. And finally I'm very nitpicky. Am I nitpicky? I'm very nitpicky. And I stop her and I go, that's not unbelievable. That's how my life is all the time. And that's how your life is all the time. Miracles. Here's my magic wand. My kids made this. Isn't that great?
It's adorable.
So anyway, back to just nuts and bolts, guys. Okay, this is a formula. Use it over and over again. First, figure out what you want. I want this people, place, or thing. Let's say it's money. Now, why do you want it? How will it make you feel? This is essential to manifesting. Well, I'll feel free, Taylor. I will feel free. I will feel ease, as V said. I will feel relief. Okay. So now this is what The Secret never talks about. The Secret talks about, it doesn't matter. But the point is, this is what gets the job done. So you ask yourself in this moment, right now, in this moment, because this is all we got. Your future, I got something to tell you. Your future is never going to come, ever, because it's always now. Okay? So I'm trained as a psychologist, and what I see a lot of people with anxiety, right? I mean, I'm doing all coaching now. That's a whole separate story. But anxiety simply means that you are in the future, and your inner being, which is your highest, most authentic, V 6.0, is here now. That's all anxiety is. You're in the future, and your inner being is here now. So if you can stay here now, in this moment, which is all we have, what in this moment helps you now feel free? How do you feel free in this moment? Ask yourself that. And, you can realize, wow, I'm free to be listening to this podcast, right? I'm free to walk away from this podcast if I need to go get a glass of water. I am free to fill in the blank, and you will see you have a tremendous amount of freedom. Okay. With technology, we have so much freedom, etc. So dig into that. Then you say to yourself, where do I feel ease now in my life? Not when the money comes, okay? Because guess what? If you're waiting for that money, it's never coming. I'll tell you right now. Because you're in lack and you're in problem mode. So Albert Einstein was a big LOA guy, okay? In fact, he died frustrated that people didn't get it. And his, of course, theory of relativity, and he said, you cannot solve a problem at the level at which it was created, okay? And what he meant is, if you're in problem mode, the universe goes, here's more problems, here's more. So people live their whole lives waiting.
Yeah, they do.
Does this make sense?
Well, it does to me, but hopefully it does to everyone else.
She's a great, amazing student. Very open, very coachable. Very coachable. You really, wow.
Well, I feel if I've hired you to coach me, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So, and, I wasn't always, the on board, and, it took me a little bit of time, and now I'm 100% in. I see it every day. I see things happening and changing. It's amazing.
It's magical, and
It
it's
really is.
also it's magical, and it's also the way it's supposed to be, and synchronicities will surround you. So then you ask yourself, relief, where in my life am I feeling relief now? And so as you can access, so all the things that you want already exist inside of you. And as you can tune into those emotions, okay? Now, not faking it though. Now, this is a big thing because my inspiration card deck,
I can see that where people would try to force that.
yeah, and they try to force it, and this is another thing. Ooh.
Yeah, let's see one.
So this is,
everything is easy for me.
I have a funny story about that one. And then hold on. So, okay, this is a perfect example. Let's say you wake up and you're just not in a great space. Okay, you do your practice, you're still not great. Hey, we all have those days. It's all right. You didn't screw up. It's contrast. Well, let's say you pull this card. That's not a good card for that day. Put that card away. You're going to want to like throw it out the window, but flip it over.
Yeah, I can do this.
I can do this. I can do this. Okay, and do this might just be making it through the day. And here we go. I do my best with breath. I'm just going to do my best. And you know what? I'll be proud when I make it, till lunch today, whatever. And then this is a really good one. So because when you're going low, people, everyone, you're going to go higher. Okay. But it's really important to know that you don't have to go low to go higher. So Maya Angelou said, when you go low, you're going to go higher, which is true. However, don't create a belief that you have to go low to go higher. Remember, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. Here's a good one for a bummer day. All good is coming from the situation. So the point is, you don't want to fake it. Like, how people say fake it till you make it, and you got to do hard things to you got to push through and all that crap.
That's what I was taught. Right? I mean, that was the foundation of my life, that you had to, pay your dues, so to speak, to get anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think you're not alone. And I think and that's why people have this third erroneous belief when they come to me, that life is hard. It has to be hard. And if you're not working hard, you're not trying hard enough, and you're not successful. Even if, you're happy and you're creating all these things, if it's not hard, something is wrong. Now, what's important to understand, I'm going to say this probably many times on this podcast, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So you have the power to change your beliefs. You have the power to tell a better feeling story, to create anything you want. The universe does not know the difference between your imagination and what is unfolding in 3D, in reality. Okay? So imagination is basically like a cinema of what is going to come into your life. Einstein also said something similar to that. So visualizing that which you want is a powerful tool. But if you're not feeling good, go with, everything is unfolding as it should. Just relax into it instead of fighting it and resisting it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So Taylor, if you want to manifest money, where do you start?
The first thing you do is ask yourself why.
Okay.
So not how. So the how will get you stuck every time. Okay. So why do I want more money?
Right.
And usually people will say what they don't want. So really be clear about what are the emotions I want to feel. And V said ease, relief, and those are two of the top three. And the top number one is freedom. Okay. So the first thing to do is realize, go general. Okay. What is it that I want? I want to feel free. I want to feel ease. And I want to feel relief. Okay. So people say,
so we have the feelings that we want. So then what would we do next?
So next, you are going to, as I said earlier, look at your now reality, because that's all we have, and find those feelings now and embody them. So I coach my clients to meditate. It's a non-negotiable thing with me, because it's the fastest, easiest way that you can connect with your inner being and connect with that vibration and create anything that you want. So the quieting of your mind and embodying these feelings now, practicing the feeling of ease, practicing the feeling of relief, practicing the feeling of freedom. Okay. So people say, yeah, give me the money and then I'll feel that. It doesn't go that way. That's opposite. Okay. You feel it first. So you have to feel it first. Whatever you embody, you become. So once you feel those feelings, everyone, I know it sounds really backwards, but once you feel those feelings, the universe must deliver to you that which those feelings encompass. So, and it's not just going to be money. It's going to be other wonderful things as well. Okay. And you're going to be like, whoa, I totally forgot I even wanted this. Because you have this swirling vortex in which everything you've ever asked for in this lifetime and others, because we're eternal beings. Okay. Everything you've ever asked for is right in that vortex. Okay. And back to what to do. Step one is you ask, I want this thing. And you do that all day, every day. So you realize, hey, I don't have enough money to pay my bills. I want more money. There, you asked. Step one. So that's your contract.
So it's in there.
It's in there. It's in there. It's in the book. And step two is the universe, your inner being.
I think of it like a money machine, you know, the ones you would in the game, you would like go in and the money is like spinning around. You got to grab it. Is that the vortex?
That's really, really, so a visual like that. However,
or like a tornado.
Yeah, I see it like that, like a gold. And I can see into my clients' vortices. I can see them. And there's so much in there that people don't even remember. And that's what becomes really magical, is when they are not thinking about it at all. And it just shows up, because when they're not thinking about it, there's no focus on lack.
Sure.
Okay.
If you're not missing it. Yeah.
So I'll get back to that in 1 sec. But we're going to go through this. Step one is you ask.
And quick question, just a quick note. You might want to explain what inner being is to people that might not know, you know.
Sure.
Most people that watch know, but, you know, because they've been watching, but just if there's somebody new.
Yeah. So inner being is, some people call it your soul, your source, inner being. I call it inner being. It is your 6.0. So that highest version of you, who is your authentic self, who loves unconditionally. Okay. So that rascally rascal who's doing these things to you that you don't like, your inner being loves that person anyway. Okay. And then I also talk about inner critic, which would be the opposite of your inner being. And that would be when you are down on yourself, when you're beating yourself up, that's your inner critic. Okay. And when we're born, we are born knowing our power. Our power lies in how good we feel. That's where your power lies. It doesn't lie in money or things or other ways that people define power. Your power lies in how good you feel and how well you can maintain that. Okay. So little babies, you watch them. They'll scream when they're not feeling good. They ask for exactly what they want. No beans about it. Right. They want a diaper change. They want food. They want a nap. They will tell you. And we go through life and we get knocked around, contrast, and we forget. We forget who we are. We forget that. Oh, okay.
I'll bring it up later.
Okay. And so that's what inner being is. So 5 steps, actually.
Right.
Step 1, you ask. Step 2, your inner being, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, answers. You ask and it's given. That's not your job. Step 2 is not your job. It goes into your vortex. Okay? Step 3 is your work. You allow that which you've asked for into your life. And do you know how you do that?
How?
So you do that, you allow by, drum roll please, feeling good.
Yes.
Because when you feel good, you are vibrating at the level of your inner being, okay? Your inner being doesn't do this. Your inner being stays here, and I don't do this when I work with you, by the way, okay? As a clinical psychologist, I was trained to be empathic, okay? And the reason empathy doesn't work is because compassion, when you feel for someone, but you stay high vibing and you draw them to you when they're ready to be ready, okay? That is what will heal this planet. Not going like this, because now everyone's in the shitter, right?
Yeah.
So, all the masters in history, Buddha, Jesus, et cetera, they held up here, right? They didn't see your negativity or your illness or anything. They saw you here and they drew you up, okay? We all have that ability. We've just forgotten. We have the ability to live at that high vibe level. And when we do, you can be and do and have anything. It's only your brain that stops you. It's no one else. There is no assertion. It's all you all the time. Okay. So I will not let people, I had a coaching client today who was talking about a bunch of stuff going on. And I said, and how, what is it that you need to change inside of you to attract what you want? And why are you attracting this? Okay. So I'm a hard ass. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, of course I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. No, she'll call you out. That's what we want though.
Exactly. Because I'm going to teach you remember, there's no assertion. So people spend their whole lives complaining and explaining how everyone else did all this to me.
Right.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. Believe me, I'm not saying. I've worked with extreme trauma survivors, things that you didn't even want to hear about, okay? Horrible things. But those trauma survivors, they have such sparkly huge vortices because they had so much contrast, right? And so if they can allow it in, and they are the most resilient. Once I teach them these principles, so resilient because they really know what they want. So strong contrast brings strong anything you want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I also notice now I notice the negativity from others more now. It's interesting that people, you really notice it now more so. I think once you start going through this process, and the more you tap into your inner being, the more you notice those things.
And you know what? I like to say they and we all are sloppy, lazy thinkers, because we're just used to it, and we get momentum and we just tell that same story over and over. So basically your life is a beautiful canvas behind you with all these colors and textures. Yeah. And in front of you is a blank white, sparkling white canvas for you visual people. Okay. That is the now moment. So you, no one else but you, choose to go back. What colors from my past am I bringing forward? And you do that by your focus, your beliefs and perspectives, your thoughts and your feelings. Okay. So you're talking about this thing that happened incessantly, right? And of course, I'm not pro repression and denial. Talk about it, right? Of course, talk about your feelings. Don't pretend they're not there. Don't put a happy face sticker on an empty gas gauge, talk about them, but
Sure.
do not dwell.
Correct. That's where it needs, that's the shift.
The dwelling. And again, I want to say this one more time. I am not a proponent of stuffing feelings. Absolutely not. Be completely.
No, you have, I've gone through a lot of things the last few months, and you've completely allowed me to talk about it. Absolutely.
Of course. So that, remember, you don't want to stuff it and say, today, you don't want to say, if you're depressed, today is the best day ever. What you want to do is
you're like, right, Taylor. Sure, Taylor, best day.
Yeah, you want to like throw that out the window.
Right.
You want to reach for relief, right? So you want to move from depressed to angry, right? That's moving up the emotional scale. And then, from angry to revenge, or revenge to frustrated. You want to just keep moving up that scale. Now, back to the steps of how am I going to create this money? Number one, you ask, done. Number two, not your work. Universe, your inner being takes care of it, done. The universe and your inner being doesn't say, no, he hasn't been listening. Go to someone else. It's never like that. Okay. Step 3 is you allow it by harnessing your power. Your power lies in how good you feel. So what do? If something's not going well, change your focus. Focus on something. You can always find something. Okay. That's what I learned when I was 5. I learned, this is not going so well, and this is going well. And if I look at this thing that's going well, I remember the moment I realized this, I get more of that. And if I look at this thing that I don't like, I get more of that. So I became a Jedi focus, disciplined focuser of focusing on that which I wanted. Okay. And I do think I know for sure I repressed and denied feelings. And that's why I trained in psychology, because I felt it was really important that people, but then once I realized this is way more efficient and effective, and it's not like you use the law of attraction, everyone. You don't use the law of attraction, okay? It's always happening. It's just like gravity. Like, I'm not using gravity. It's just gravity's gravity, right? It's utilizing and harnessing the power to create what you want. It's always happening, okay? And if you want to see it, great. Now, step 4 is you get really good at step 3. You get really good, and this one is getting there. Step 4 and 5, getting really good at feeling good, even if something in front of you isn't so great, going, all right, I'm going to focus on something else that feels shitty, and I'm going to feel my feelings. And then I'm going to jingle the keys, and I'm going to look over here at this other thing, and I'm going to find relief. Okay. And then step 5, everyone, one of my favorite steps is being in contrast. So being in something that's not great and not beating yourself up for being there. Saying, all right, this is contrast. Oops. I like to say to my coaching clients, think of the emoji that goes like this. Oops. Like, really just relax. Like, oops. What do I need to change inside of me? What beliefs and perspectives? So remember, emotions are a perspective indicator. So they show you where your perspectives are not leading you to alignment. Okay, so back to money, you're going to ask yourself, when do I feel ease? When do I feel relief? And when do I feel freedom? And you're going to focus on that and go general when stuff feels hard. So when general is always easier. So what sounds easier? I want to attract more money, or I need $100,000 tomorrow.
Yeah.
General. I want to attract more abundance.
And you know why I think, in my opinion, you can tell me if I'm wrong, because you already have a preconceived doubt that could happen. So you're not fully feeling that feeling that you're going to get $100,000 tomorrow. I almost think we put up a roadblock for that naturally. Is that true?
I love what you're saying.
Do you understand what I mean? You know, because it seems that word that I use all the time, unbelievable, but in a real unbelievable way, you almost put up that roadblock.
Yeah.
I don't know.
100% because of momentum and beliefs that you have created. But have you ever seen a toddler who's going for something and they get that lit up expression and they're going for that thing, and it could be, you know, something dangerous or whatever, but they don't know from not, but they're going right.
They don't know.
They don't know. So think about that. Like they don't have any preconceived notions. It's just a clean slate. They have that clean canvas. Well, if we could erase our brain like that, which is what you do during meditation, by the way, in meditation with practice, okay, you will get a light feeling. You will feel, I joke that it feels like the drug Twilight, which I had like a month ago when I had my routine colonoscopy. I was like, this feels like meditation. And
oh, the doctor, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. And the doctor was like,
goodness.
Hard. He was like, I was like, do you know about law of attraction? I was telling him all about it, but before I passed out. But basically, when you can practice that feeling of no thought, you know, and you might get 1 minute of it out of 15 to 20 minute meditation, which is all you need to do. If you get 1 minute, awesome. Okay. And it will build on itself. I've been meditating for over 20 years, and that doesn't matter because we're all in the same moment now. I'm not ahead of anyone. I'm not behind anyone. We're all in this moment. Okay. So alignment isn't something that you hang on the wall like I'm in alignment. It's moment to moment, right? But it's a practice. So as you practice, the feelings that you want from money, from the feelings that you want, that you think money will bring you, freedom, ease, relief, and then come up with your own emotions.
Yeah, happiness,
happiness. As a generosity. You know, I was talking to my brother about this today. He lives in Seattle, and we were talking about I just wrote a blog about my Poppy, my maternal grandfather, who was my hero, and he was very generous, and my whole life I've always wanted to be like Poppy. Okay. And we would walk into a restaurant and everyone would flock to us because he was so generous. I can only imagine when he tipped everyone, because he was just such a giving man. Anyway, Steve, my brother, and I were talking today about how, you know, there are many ways you can be generous, you know, if you don't have the material abundance yet, you know, your time, your love, your energy, your attention, right? Those things are priceless. So as you give that, again, back to law of attraction, you know, people will come to me and they'll be like, my husband or my wife doesn't give me enough love. And, you know, the answer is always, what do you think the answer is?
That you're not loving yourself.
So the love, and we'll do this next month, it's a separate podcast, but whatever that which you would like from others, right? Find in yourself and radiate it out.
Okay. So
it's not their job. That's not their job to give you anything. You radiate it out, and then the universe returns it to you. Okay. In people, places, and things will do so. That it is law. So anyway, it's super easy to manifest money. What V has pointed out is brilliant, because it is our preconceived notions about, you know, if you had no preconceived notions, you could manifest 100 grand tomorrow. Okay.
Right. I mean, that was kind of my point. You know, I think we get in our own way.
We do, until we learn how not to, which is to get, to create it. You don't have to create it, to tap into it within yourself and radiate that out instead of asking the outside to bring it to you. And then the universe goes, here you go, here's more. And how do you know how you're doing? Well, look at two things. Remember the audit? How am I feeling?
Yeah.
and what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say tomorrow you guys are trying this, because please try this, because I give homework. V knows I give homework every week. Right?
But it's great. It's, you know what? It's so enjoyable. Yeah, I always feel just absolutely wonderful when we're done, and we're up early. It's six. You know, we have a 6:30 coaching.
Monday morning.
Yeah, it's wonderful though. I very much enjoy it.
And what do we do while we talk? What are you doing?
Well, we do our box breath
first,
in the beginning.
Doing with your body.
Oh yes, so we have to exercise. So we either have to walk or Peloton or just something that we're moving.
Yeah. Why?
It's really good. Well, I think it's just that because it releases endorphins and it gets you moving and it makes you, you're in a good place. But I don't know did you ever tell me why?
I don't know, but
I don't know that you ever told me why. I mean, I enjoy it. So
the reason why is many years ago when I was doing my doctoral internship at Harvard University, I'd be sitting in this office. It was a beautiful office. It had a fireplace. I was not used to a fancy office like that. I'd always worked in, community mental health centers and, battered women's shelters, etc. So I'm sitting in this fancy office with this fireplace, and I went to my supervisor and I said, I want to take my kids, because, they're all Harvard students. I want to take my clients, I never called them patients, walking while we talk. I want to take them out of this office. I want to walk through Harvard Square. You can't do that. Why not? Because we just don't do that. And I was like, well, I want to do it because they need to move energy, and energy needs to be moving. And there's tons of science behind that. When you're walking and moving or running, of course, the endorphins and the serotonins are amazing. And who was it? Abraham Lincoln said, take your biggest problem and go for a 3-mile walk in the woods, in nature, and you'll take care of it. And so movement, right? So they wouldn't let me do it, and I love my supervisor. He was wonderful. Charlie Ducey, wonderful man, but it was just total. They couldn't wrap their brain around it. So I told my handsome husband, I said, one day I will do this with my patients when I'm doing my own thing, when I'm not under the rubric of this university. I will do this, and I did immediately, and you see the difference. It's like and I'm moving too, everyone.
Right?
So I'm moving at the same time. And we channel the energy through us. So remember, when you feel like stuck, you feel stuck. Well, there is no stuck. There's no such thing as stuck energy. Energy has to move. So what stuck is it's a reality loop. Okay. So those people, they talk about like these things in circles, and they keep saying the same stuff, and it keeps happening because they're sloppy, lazy thinkers, like we all are, right? If we've thought a thought before, it's the easiest thought to think. Okay, so it takes intention and discipline to change that thought. The payout is huge. You can have anything you want. You just tell a better feeling story. And at first it feels a little weird because you're like used to the other story. And then you'll see what happens. And the universe starts giving you what you're talking about. And you go, wow, this works. And then
I had an interesting thing happened yesterday. So I had coaching with you in the morning, and my wonderful brother is in town, who I just adore, and I'm so there. I'm sure he's watching. Well, maybe he's not. I don't know. He's babysitting the dogs right now. But anyway, so we just went to the Ying Dynasty up the street for dinner, and we got our fortune cookies, and my fortune cookie had no fortune in it. And I was having a great day. I was just in a really good mood. Everything was wonderful. And Cindy. Hi, Cindy. She's watching live. Hello, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
This amazing photographer, Cindy, I have to say, she just did a branding session for me. It's so wonderful. Anyway, I don't want to stop my story.
All right, branding.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, so I'm having this great day, and I'm like all excited. I open the fortune cookie, and There's no fortune. And I was like, what? And so I'm Googling, what does it mean when you don't have a fortune in the fortune cookie? And what did it say? It said that I can create my own fortune.
You have created it. So
law of attraction.
It's already created.
Yes.
Your vortex. What do you need to do?
But how validating.
What's
allow.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. And
I
how
am
do you
the
allow?
master.
How
I'm
do you
the
allow?
master because you're feeling good.
And your brother's in town for a week. You went out for Chinese. Who would be feeling good? You had a
it was
branding session with Cindy. And what are you branding? Tell us about what is this?
Well, this was actually a branding session for V-Talk, so the podcast. But Cindy has done branding for my company, V Media Consultancy. I have a marketing company. We build websites and we are social media managers, and we brand our clients as well. And Cindy is one of the photographers that works. She helps us brand our clients as well, but she has her own business and she's phenomenal. So shout out to my friend Cindy. So any pictures that you see of me that look really good, they're hers.
Also the camera.
The ones that don't look as good are me with my camera on selfie mode. So we're trying to clean those up.
So
all right, there you go, Cindy.
Shout out to V Consultancy because
people. Okay, I'll put this. You're phenomenal too. Oh, I love
the
it.
Emoji.
Yeah, she's so cute.
People need help with so do what you're good at and then hire someone to do what you're not good at.
Right. And it's so, isn't it true?
Right? Yeah. So
I know
that I feel like people really struggle with social media and they struggle with branding and all that kind of stuff. Which leads to a funny story. When we had our yoga studio, our first yoga studio, one of my friends from college said, what's your business plan? We were out to dinner and I said, we're going to teach people yoga so they can transform their lives. And she was like, what's your business plan? She was really upset with me. Like she'd been researching her company for like 3 years. There was all this VC money and blah, blah, blah. And, I was just flying by the seat of my pants. And I was like, we're just following our hearts and da, da, da. And that's what I coach people to do all the time around business. And this is also back to money, okay, and branding, is they'll come to me and they'll say, Taylor, I have these 3 ideas for companies. Which one should I do? And I will say, get in alignment first, okay? That's always the first thing to do, right? Do your morning practice, get in alignment. Yep. And then any of them that you choose are going to do well. If you're out of alignment, they're all going to not do well. All right. So it's all about energy and it's all about being connected with your inner being and timing. All right. So anyway, back to Pranapara Yoga. I had no idea. I was, trained in psychology. I didn't know from marketing, but it was just so in my heart. And it was so my intention to spread this to people that I would meditate and just get these ideas. And so people would come to me and go, you're a branding master and guru. And I literally said in an interview with the Boston Business Journal, what's branding? I didn't even know what it was, but I would just get ideas.
There's a term.
I didn't even know what it was, but so that's what will happen. Here's my
this right here. This is branding. If you notice, I always wear my big bulky headphones. Yeah. It's my shtick. It's my shtick.
It's cute.
I know.
It is. Well, it's like the doctors always have their, their coats on with their, the stethoscope. So the key, my friends, for manifesting money is figure out. I keep bringing it back, so you guys have take home,
And don't forget the homework, because if you give me homework, you got to give all of them homework.
Yeah, here's your homework. You're going to start meditating tomorrow. No excuses, 15 to 20 minutes. You can start at 5 minutes. That's fine. Work up. Don't feel like you're failing if your mind is racing. You have to train that mind. You can't get out on a tennis court and expect to be able to hit your forehands and backhands if you've never played before, right?
Right. Practice. It's practice, practice, practice.
That's it. So you're going to meditate tomorrow. You're going to come up with a morning practice. Meditation is part of it. Maybe you'll do yoga. I love it. Maybe you'll do Peloton. She loves Peloton. Actually, a very dear friend of mine's brother started Peloton, John.
No, you told me that.
He's a very nice guy. So you could do your Peloton. You could go for a walk outside. You could take a bath. I actually meditate in a hot bath. That's awesome. Find a practice. Get in alignment first before you do anything, before you look at your phone, any of it, okay? Then you're going to go through your steps. Step 1, you ask. You already asked for money. Step 2 is not your job. Step 3, allow it. Find a way to feel good, okay, throughout your day. So if you're at work and your boss is being crabby, go general, okay? Don't get specific. Go general. All right, I got lunch coming in half hour. Distract yourself. Things are always working out for me. This moment is as it should be. Everything is unfolding as it should. He's doing the best he can, or she's doing the best she can. So go general, cut people slack, find thoughts, always reach for the better feeling thought. Tell the better feeling story. That's step 3. Step 4 is you get really, really good at step 3. And step 5, when you're in contrast, you're chill about it. You're like, you know what?
And I like the word contrast because really, it's important to have it, or you wouldn't know what it's like to feel amazing.
Exactly.
If you didn't have that perspective.
Exactly. And how many times has something happened that wasn't great and later you go, I'm so glad that happened because I learned XYZ, right? And on that note, I don't believe in regret. Ooh, we're doing really well. It's only 8:03. We're almost done. I don't believe in regret, remorse.
I think our first one was like 3 hours. Do you remember? We had guests. It was long. All right, go ahead. We don't believe in regret. Okay, back up. I know. I don't regret anything.
It's actually like 3 hours.
It was. I think our first one was 3 hours. I'm not kidding.
We're going to stop in 1 minute. We're totally on time.
We are. We're on point.
Regret, remorse, and mistakes. I don't believe in them because it's all a path. Okay. Contrast, as V just wisely pointed out, is necessary to know what we do want, and just be light about it. We all make way too big of a deal out of everything. There's nothing serious going on here. And if you can lighten up, this is one of my cards: lighten up, laugh more, appreciate more, all is well. It's a really good thing to end on, I think.
I think so too. And again, I love having you on the show, though I'm spoiled. I get to see you all the time now. But if you would like to see Taylor, you can go to her website, and it's running across the ticker, taylorwells.me. And there you will find...
Oh,
yeah.
I was just thinking about one thing to do is scroll down and it'll say what people are saying. And I post stuff almost every other day up there about, because clients are always writing me stuff, beautiful things. And I'm so, literally, there's nothing I would rather do than what I'm doing. I love it so much. And my book and my yoga studios have all worked up to this point. Yeah. And I feel so honored to work with the people like V who I work with, and to watch them. They're 100% successful, because once people come to me, they're in alignment to be ready, to be ready, to be ready. That's why I don't ever push or paddle upstream about my coaching. It's people always come to me. It's all referrals, etc. So read what people are saying. That's helpful. Also, my blogs are up there. That I write new blogs almost every day, and there's videos up there. You can
and your book,
my book and my deck. are up there. And they're also on Amazon. Make sure you choose Prana Publishing because that's us. And yeah, I mean, just do your homework. And if you need the resources, it's all on taylorwells.me and also on Facebook. Friend me on Facebook. And I'm always publishing free content.
Yeah.
And again, I'm saying the same formula again and again and again. It doesn't change. And I need to hear it every day. So do you.
Exactly. Taylor, thank you so much. I love having you on, and we'll hit a new topic next month. I can't wait. And have a wonderful evening with your family, okay?
Thank you.
And have the best evening ever.
I will, my friend. Thank you. And thanks to the audience. And let us know what you want to hear about next month.
All right. Sounds good. All right, honey. Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the show with Taylor Wells. I love it when she's here, and she will be back next month. And we will be talking about the law of attraction again and a different topic. And we can see next Tuesday. The doctor is back in, Dr. Michael Wild. And he will be talking about, I don't think we've decided what we're talking about yet. So Michael, if you're listening, we need to come up with a really cool topic. Or anyone in the audience wants to reach out to me with some suggestions, I'm open to that too. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next Tuesday night. Bye.